When we last left the Material Menasai, they had found themselves inside of Vault .50. The Overseer, Fahrenheit, had provided food, bedding, a TV, and a movie, leaving them to the front chamber for the evening. Hours passed, and the group got curious. Aldrich stayed to watch Alma and Space Jam, while the other three ventured deeper into areas that they would soon find were locked. These terminals that locked them were an arrangement of words that really meant nothing to them, but it turns out that Ace had a randomized knack for solving them, picking words like fork non-discriminately, and the door would just unlock. They gained access to the kitchen, and they made themselves some better food. Ace locked himself in an ice maker, and about halfway through the movie, the group delved deeper. Upstairs to another door that they had to decipher. Beyond it were motion-tracking turrets and a window that would distort, but look into Jack's office and room. Further they went still, securing the password closet and trying their best at now the door that would lead to the office. Finally, their luck had run out, and on a third failed attempt, an alarm began to go off. Turret and protectrons, all within this vault, began to activate. Intruder! Intruder! Soon after that, Ace found himself using magic to hop into Jack's space. Alarm going off, visitation completely unknown to him. Jack shot that little Harengon's ear off, a chunk of it at least, and a mini shootout occurred. The alarm system did get deactivated by being destroyed. The protectrons continued to grow closer, but luckily Bishop and Ace got Lazarus inside before anything worse could happen. As for Aldrich, what was once a peaceful movie night turned into a get shot by a .50 caliber evening. But with a single toss, that turret was destroyed, but not without a new wound. Through the door that Jack was locked behind, he was scared, confused at what was going on. With two past break-ins, one which left them without a weapon of mass destruction, and the blue relic still within your hands, he refused to open the door, nearly begged that we wait until morning to discuss things, and that you should have never been here in the first place. He asked that you flush the relic down the toilet, and that we could all talk about this come morning. Please. It seemed like everyone agreed. However, Laz took the liberty to rest on the leather couch while Ace and Bishop ventured deeper still. Nearly searching every part of the vault at this point, they found housing possible to hold dozens of people with botany gardens on each level, and most importantly, most suspiciously, they found a ship nearly to the same design as Lazarus had made just yesterday. And with those boys having failed at finding one thing, after Lazarus was done laxing, he too went deeper, finding the dead end following their tracks, this dead end that was oddly placed. After a few minutes, Laz discovered the dual rivet release on the pipes, giving way to the secrets of the Overseer beneath. Lazarus, once he ventured deeper, discovered a blood-fueled Liberty Prime Warforged, and soon after, Fahrenheit's workshop. Plenty of unfinished projects, each of them to a similar ideal and framework of what Lazarus would. Picking up a plasmatic bomb, he intended to finish it. Later, of course, after taking supplies from the storage closet in the room. Laz passed up two other doors and ended up choosing the one that would be Fahrenheit's room, with Fahrenheit in it. They were on their Pip-Boy, and they asked Laz how stupid they really were. Laz attempted to negotiate, which did delay Fahrenheit from firing on themselves, and told him to run. Laz stared at the lack of life. Only a helm with blue lenses, and as they heard the Liberty Prime activate, they left angered, feeling as though these vault dwellers were no fun, too serious, and just assholes. Fast forward to morning. Laz holds the bomb that he has now discovered has a blood essence of Celsius inside of it, allowing for it to channel the plasmatic energy that it conjures. Along with that, so many questions that need answered, and by the smell of the air and the feel of our things, magic had left this place. Moments later, another dispute began across the comms. Accusations are thrown, statements that suggest Fahrenheit is keeping things from Jack, that they have ulterior motives. The weapons within the vault on those suggestions began to arm. The doors that were rehacked all reset, Jack unlocking them after a series of convincing statements. Jack is still left confused, arm against his head in his office, uncertain of what he should do. The window to it open, but without magic, no way to get inside. All of you screaming at him over the comms. Everything that he had ever done to get here, was thanks to Fahrenheit. Without them, his life, this world, none of it would exist. Wasn't Fahrenheit his ally? Or was he just a card up their sleeve? The vault shifted as the doors to the launch room began to open. Fahrenheit would escape this place. "Open the doors, Jack!" And reluctantly, he did. Rushing in, the Protectrons, still buzzing, beginning to shift and waddle. A Liberty Prime prepares for launch, and Fahrenheit sits in the pilot's seat, awaiting escape. Ace blows out the construct's kneecaps, knocking it to the ground, pulling it away from the launch button. Lazarus shimmies through the undercarriage to the best of his design. Bishop blasts shots while the rope tying him to Aldrich throws him up and forward towards the midriff of the ship. Aldrich, the athlete that he is, jumps above the thrusters and climbs to the top. Refreshed with the magic that spills across this room from the opening above, with a mighty strike, the Avenger's Sunblade pierces and shatters the glass, slicing the lead-lined suit that Fahrenheit wears, and for the first time, a glimpse of their face. To Aldrich, he would describe it as a plasmoid takeover, the same type that was in Talia but far more severe, and in the next moment, the suit activates, and they are gone, far from here. We begin the session with the activation of the Protectrons. The initiative order is Ace, Bishop, Prime, Aldrich, Lazarus, Protectrons. We begin with Ace. Lying prone, the Prime attempts to sit up. Ace has been blasted significantly by it twice. Bishop is held onto the side of the ship. Aldrich, you are 50 feet atop it, with a rope tied to Bishop. Laz, you are within it, and Fahrenheit is gone. But the fight continues.